Okay, so CPAC happened this weekend, this past week and weekend. President Trump spoke at CPAC. Hey, I'm BKP. Good morning from the office. We're North Georgia's only live online morning show. You can get in touch with the show 706-889-9700 or chief@fetchernews.com. Also at FYNTV at Fetcher News, that's Twitter. If you'll go and like our YouTube channel is FYNTV Fetcher News. If you will subscribe, then anytime we do live broadcast or anytime we do a live broadcast or we upload a video, you'll get a notification. Now put up the picture of Dana Loesch. Now Dana Loesch is the spokeswoman person. I don't even know how this world works anymore, but she is the spokesperson for the NRA. And Scott Israel did not realize what he walked into when he walked into that scripted CNN town hall. And he was bragging about what a great job his officers had done, and he was bragging about what a great his first responders. We find out 4 were outside, right? 4. He was attacking her for the NRA, letting those kids down. He went after the NRA. He went after, I remember very vividly him saying, I don't want teachers to carry guns. Let's see if I get this right, Amanda. He said, I don't want teachers to carry guns. I want teachers to teach. We need to do better with the NRA, gun control, gun restriction, background checks, and our people will protect the kids. What? The deputies, let's say a teacher inside the school had a firearm. Maybe there wouldn't be 17 kids. I don't like 1 kid dead in this country. 1. But maybe there would be 12 kids dead. Maybe they'd be 9. Right? Maybe they would. But no, you puffed up your chest, you jackass, and went after the NRA, which it totally discredit everything. And it's not playing in Peoria, Illinois. That's what they always said. It's out in Peoria, Illinois. Nobody cares. And we're finding out that your narrative is not playing. America is wide awake to the tricks. So here's Dana Loesch telling the honest truth in this video. Go to it. At CPAC.
Now I'm going to say something that some people are going to say is controversial. So I'll say it really slowly so all the people on the platform in the back can hear me loud and clear. Many in legacy media love mass shootings. You guys love it. Now I'm not saying that you love the tragedy, but I am saying that you love the ratings. Crying white mothers are ratings gold to you and many in the legacy media in the back. And notice I said crying white mothers because there are thousands of grieving black mothers in Chicago every weekend, and you don't see town halls for them, do you? Where's the CNN town hall for Chicago? Where's the CNN town hall for sanctuary cities? Where was the CNN town hall for Jamil Shaw Sr., whose son was murdered by someone who illegally entered the country and had been deported repeatedly? Where was his voice? Where was the voice of those junior ROTC members last night, CNN? If it bleeds, it leads, doesn't it? And I don't mean to ignore you all here But I'm really looking at a lot of the legacy media back there on the platform. And you can write whatever you want about me, and you can come find me in the hallways, and you can scream at me, and you can try to confront me. But I'm here, we're not going anywhere. I call BS.
Now, always remember, folks, there's a reason when I start the show in the day, there's a reason I say certain things in my opening, okay? Always remember, like, when you listen to the show, okay, and I open up, it's like a highlights at the dentist office where you're trying to circle all the things. Remember, I started the show and I said, the things that make me smile. Remember that, Amanda? That makes me smile right there, because that is the truth. That is the truth. Right, Amanda? Right. That is the flat truth. Where is CNN's town hall for the black mothers in Chicago? Where was the junior ROTC members CNN? If it bleeds, it leads. Where is the town hall for the families that have had family members killed by gang members in Sanctuary City, CNN? Where are they at? Okay? Where are those town halls? Crying white mothers are like a gold medal. It's just gold to the media. Because here's what she's saying, because I have been to these before. I've gone with Newt Gingrich speaking. I've gone with political presidential candidates speaking. The list goes on. And in the very back of the room, they set a platform up about 2 foot high all the way across the back so all the media can just pack in with their cameras, and they all hate me. None of them like me. I go down and I get up on the platform, and they're like, who are you? Like, because they have big cameras, and they got cameramen, and they got fancy mics, and they're wearing a tie, and they got nice haircuts and all this stuff. But I'm with this little North Georgia video thing. Oh, really? They do. They're snotty. They're snotty as can be. I go to them all the time, all right? So anyhow, that's who's in the back on the platforms. The platform in the back. Crying white moms are like gold, okay? If it bleeds, it leads. Now, pay attention to this. Now, I know everybody doesn't like the word conspiracy, so stay with me. But how can David Hogue, who's paying? Now, I've been told George Soros is the note I got back from a viewer, George Soros. Who's paying the travel arrangements for all of these kids? David is on MSNBC this morning. Last night, David was at a political rally for a Democrat, Menendez. Senator Menendez of New Jersey, which was just cleared of charges which should have been a slam dunk. This criminal, or alleged criminal, senator, Democrat from New Jersey, Menendez, in Livingston, New Jersey. This kid was there last night, giving a speech, a political rally. Really? Then he's on MSNBC with Morning Joe. We'll go into that in a minute. Now leave this picture up. Let's put the sheriff's picture up real quick. I just want to put this out here so people can either boo me, get upset. There's sheriff, right? Okay. Show me David. Now, I know I'm not getting into conspiracy, but let's say they knew this was going to happen sooner or later. Let's say all they needed was a good school shooting. Now, wait a minute. Am I accusing the sheriff of Broward County of being complicit in the death of 17 kids? I don't know. You take away what you want to take away. But we know from the times that the sheriff was called, we know from posts on social media, we know from the other children, we know from the call that said he's going to kill people, we know from the 4 deputies that morning. When they got a call that Parkland School had been attacked and was under gunfire, did somebody say, we knew this day was coming? We didn't know what day. You know, in your life, when you know that day is coming, you just don't know what day, but you know it's coming. Did they say we knew that day is coming? Why did 4 officers stay outside? Why is there a football coach dead from laying his body in front of bullets instead of a Broward County Sheriff's deputy, maybe in intensive care, with a bulletproof vest on, wounded today? Why is there 17 kids killed and not 3? Why? Did they know this day was coming? Do you know how fast? Now, I do know in major media markets like Florida, they can act quickly, okay? So even in North Georgia, if something happens here in North Georgia, FetchYourNews.com, you know, I say jokingly, we say news team assemble, right? And I know they can act quickly, but do you not realize how fast their website was up, how fast they came up with all of the targets, attacks, no pun intended, the NRA being evil, bump stocks being evil, the enemy, how fast they came up with that, how fast they were able to go to Tallahassee in buses, how fast everybody was able to react, CNN with a town hall, boom, did you notice, like, it's almost like you got everything on a shelf and everything is prepared. And you know when that day comes, you're so prepared and ready, and boom. I'm just saying, seems like everything's in place for the narrative they're trying to create. Nothing about the solution. Now, let's go to President Donald Trump at CPAC. Let's go to that video, and then we'll go a little further.
These teachers, and I've seen them at a lot of schools where they had problems. These teachers love their students, and the students love their teachers in many cases. These teachers love their students. I'd rather have somebody that loves their students and wants to protect their students than somebody standing outside that doesn't know anybody and doesn't know the students, and frankly, for whatever reason, decided not to go in, even though he heard lots of shots being fired inside. The teachers and the coaches and other people in the building, the dean, the assistant dean, the principal, they love their people. They want to protect these kids. And I think we're better with that. And this may be 10% or 20% of the population of teachers, etc. It's not all of them, but you would have a lot, and you would tell people that they're inside. And the beauty is it's concealed. Nobody would ever see it unless they needed it. It's concealed. So this crazy man who walked in wouldn't even know who it is that has it. That's good. It's not bad. That's good. And a teacher would have shot the hell out of him before he knew what happened.
President Trump addressing.
Hold on. Would have shot the hell. Okay, folks. So the Broward County Sheriff, Scott Israel, does not want. Okay, I have a question, Amanda. Okay, so Dana Lash, are you ready? So you heard her video, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything you disagreed with in her video?
No.
Okay.
She's 100% dead on.
Okay. What about these comments that the president just made at CPAC concerning defending our children? Would you, as a mother, you have children in school today, correct?
Yes.
So with a mother, you're a white mother, can I say that? Did that offend you?
No, that didn't offend me.
All right, just double checking. White mother with children in school, are you upset with what the president said? Can you break down what the president said? And What do you think there?
Well, as long as there's a structure and a plan that goes along with it, I'm totally fine with it.
As long as there's a plan.
Yes.
So if, let's say this, you've heard me say this before on the show, if anonymously, if every teacher in your school district was sent a notice saying you can sign up to be considered for an in-school concealed carry permit. Now don't get that wrong. People get upset when they heard permit, but in-school concealed carry permit program to protect yourself and our students. Because trust me, the teacher doesn't want to die either. They don't want to die. Now, I want to ask you a question, Amanda. 17 kids died, right?
Yes.
How many teachers? You got the coach. How many teachers? How many of them were teachers?
I'm not sure. I don't believe any besides the coach.
Exactly. So if you send out, they don't want to die. Trust me. If you send out and you fill out this form and it's anonymous, and then your sheriff of your county, an actual real sheriff, not the one we have real in North Georgia. I want to be careful here, okay? I want to be very, very careful. There's been a lot of talk with the name Sheriff and Scott Israel that I want to be careful here that, we have constitutional carrying sheriffs in North Georgia, okay? So let's defending Constitution, defending sheriffs in North Georgia. So I want to be careful there. But, so then your teachers come back and they fill out the form, and then the sheriff does an anonymous training seminar with these people on how to be a shooter in a situation, in a crisis situation with the students. If they pass, don't get defensive, if they pass, then they get a permit issued by their local sheriff, and the school is of notice who they are, and then maybe there's 3, maybe there's in a rotation, so you never know who it is, and it's concealed. Now, it's just like Trump said, you don't make it mandatory, only 10 to 20% of the teachers. And you can look this up, Amanda, in a minute. Only 10 to 20% of teachers. Look this up while I'm talking. I think a sheriff in Ohio offered concealed carry permit, a concealed carry training, gun training, two teachers, and he was he wanted to give 50 free training sessions to teachers, and I think he's had like 500 applicants and he had to close it. See if you can find that story. So, only 10 to 20% of the teachers would be interested. I agree with Trump. They want to protect their kids. Not like the people that stood outside and would not go in. You would have a lot of them. And the weapons would be concealed unless they needed them. Would have the shot, the hell, will have shot the hell out of the bad guy. Were you able to pull that up?
Yes.
All right, what does it say?
Free concealed carry classes offered to teachers by Ohio Sheriff in wake of Florida shooting.
And how many was he going to do? Was it 50 that I read? And he got 500 applicants, he had to shut it down, or how did it go?
The department said that they received more than 50 emails in the span of 20 minutes, and they keep coming. Right.
Yeah, keep coming. Sheriff's going to offer the training. We can do it, folks. And we're going to do a solution, not a CNN scripted. We're going to do a solution-oriented discussion Wednesday where we'll tell you more about that. So, we're talking about that. Now, you got David Hogue, all right? And he is on MSNBC, all right? And I'm not going into conspiracy with him, but David Hogue put his picture up. He's on MSNBC, and Joe Scarborough says, what is the goal? And he says, I don't want to go back to school until Florida passes gun legislation, sensible gun legislation. He doesn't want to go back. He keeps talking about the schools replacing the glass, but not with bulletproof glass. So I don't know if I've heard that 3 times from him. He said it yesterday morning on one of the news networks, okay? And until we start looking at mental health and domestic violence. But he says right here, I'm watching this morning, last night I was at a political rally in Livingston, New Jersey. Livingston, New Jersey. He was at a political rally last night in Livingston, New Jersey. So stay right here. David Hogue is in Livingston, New Jersey. And let's see, what is a little bit about Livingston, New Jersey, okay? Livingston, New Jersey, let's see, estimated median household income, $119,400. That was in 2016, all right? The average in New Jersey is $76,000. Livingston's high end, I know where it's at. Why? The estimated median house or condo value in 2016, $573,161. Average in New Jersey, $328,000. Interesting. Over 12,000 Jewish people in Livingston, New Jersey, very high end. The blue blood feel good about themselves, sophisticated Democrats that would like to help these kids. He was at a political rally in Livingston, New Jersey, but he was on MSNBC this morning. I just want to bring a couple things up. Then we got some more stuff we want to talk about. Now, he says Governor Scott is the boss of Scott Israel. That's what this kid said. Put his picture up. He's on Morning Joe. That's that. The other one is him on Morning Joe. Okay? Now, this kid's on MSNBC this morning, and he says, Governor Scott, okay, is the boss. Don't I have another David Hogue picture that I sent over this morning? Governor Scott is the boss of Scott Israel. Now, this kid does not realize who the boss of Scott Israel is. Does not realize. The governor is not the boss of the sheriff, okay, here in Gilmer. The governor of the state of Georgia is not the boss of Pickens County Sheriff. The governor does not get involved in the election of the people there. So he doesn't understand how it works, but somehow he understands the problem with the NRA. He should get the blame, is what this kid said. Governor Rick Scott that's running for Senate. I don't think it's right for Rick Scott, this is what this kid said, to blame it on bureaucracy just to get reelected. Well, he was at a political meeting last night. He's at MSNBC this morning. He was on some of the morning shows yesterday. I know one of the propaganda shows yesterday morning this kid was on. And then he says, blame it on bureaucracy just to get reelected. David, you need to understand, Broward County has decided that it wants to endorse every liberal person, every liberal policy, and play it by the liberal book that they can. And you have 17 co-students that are dead now. Okay, Joe Scarborough says to this kid, now this is the closer, I hear your AP government teacher watches the show. I swear to God, folks, you can't make this up. Joe Scarborough looks at this kid. We're wondering what's going on, who's paying the bills, how these kids are indoctrinated, how it was all ready from the go, who knew what day and time. But when it happened, everything was in place. Joe Scarborough looks at this kid, David Hogue, and says, see, I'm not going to get on here and get into the conspiracies about the kid. I'm going to go for the straight facts. Livingston, New Jersey last night, morning shows yesterday, you know, NRA is evil, gun control, gun legislation. And then he said, my AP government teacher watches the show. That's what he said. And we'll take a brief break. We're going to come back. We're going to look at another side where Chris Wallace gets told off by, I think his name's Andrew Pollock, a dad. And that's when we're going to talk about the solution side. Take us to break.